Hello everyone and welcome to another Almost Pro Gaming Battle Report. I am Brady and today I'm here with Miguel.
What's going on, guys?
And we're going to be playing a game of Warhammer 40k 8th edition. It is going to be a chapter approved mission and we're just playing for fun today. These aren't going to be competitive armies or anything like that, so if you're looking forward to that, I'm sorry. But I got some new models that I wanted to try out, and I also got some new terrain that I wanted to show off. So we're just going to play some, just a fun game, So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I guess we'll get into the table and the mission. So this is the table for our 8th edition battle report. We are playing the Ascension mission, which is from Chapter Approved, which is one objective in the middle. You can't see it, but it's underneath that thing. One objective 18 inches away from it and 12 inches away from both deployment zones, and another one over there. So basically they're like all in the middle, so we're going to be fighting in the middle of the board essentially. And how this works is you score 1 point for being on each objective. Characters have like super objectives secured. If a character is on an objective, they automatically control it no matter what, unless the opponent has a character on it as well. And so and then for each turn that character stays on that objective, it's worth double the points the next turn. Or not double, I think it just goes up by 2, and then it'll be 3, and then it'll be worth 4, and so on. So if you stand on an objective with a character the longest, then you get the most points. So this is going to be really interesting because both of our armies actually have some pretty durable characters, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're gonna see how this works. So just letting you know, I should have mentioned it in the beginning, but Miguel is going to be playing Grey Knights today. And then because he's playing Grey Knights, I decided to tone it down a little bit because Grey Knights aren't in the best spot right now. So I'm going to be playing my Chaos Demons mixed in with some Thousand Suns and my Red Legion. So hopefully you guys like this one. Like I said, it's not going to be like competitive armies. We're still going to play it competitively and try to use good tactics and teach you some stuff throughout the battle report. But overall, this is just going to be a fun one that we're doing. And also, look at all the brand new terrain. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this terrain. So before we actually get into the game, I'd like to give some quick shout outs. The mat itself is from GameMat.eu. All of the orange terrain you see, these little chests and stuff like that, this is all brand new terrain from GameMat.eu. This is their chem set, I guess it's called. And so if you like that terrain, look up GameMat.eu for their chem set. And then also we have these pipes that came with it too. And then I also got some more terrain from them on top of it, which is these Imperial bunkers with some Imperial walls, and also, where is it? Oh, and these generator things. There's those smaller ones over there, and then this big one right here. And then all the other stuff that you see is stuff that I've played with before, so yeah. And anyways, I'm going to be doing a product showcase on the chem terrain. And so you guys, if you want to go see it and get more information on it, that video will be out at the same time. So anyways, that's it for the shoutouts and everything. So me and Miguel, we already rolled off for the missions and everything. Miguel gets to deploy the first unit, and he's playing Grey Knights, so he has really low drops, so he's probably going to be done before me. But yeah, we're going to take turns deploying, and we'll be back when we're done. So this is what the table looks like after deployment. We have Frontline Assault as the deployment type. And I already explained the mission and stuff. Also, I forgot, we didn't actually go over the armies. So let's do that really quickly right now. So we have a Razorback with a unit with a strike squad inside of it. And that strike squad is going to know Astral Aim, correct?
Yeah, that's the no flamer one.
And that's because 2 of the strike squads, which are over here in this Rhino, they have 2 incinerators. And the spells they know are going to be
Vortex of Doom and Purge Soul.
Alright. And then we have the non-Warlord Dread Knight, who is on the table because of the power level, the way the game works for Deep Strike and needing to have half your power level on the board. So what's the spell he's going to know?
Gate of Infinity.
So he knows Gate of Infinity. And then the rest of the stuff that he has is going to be a 6-unit man of Paladins with a Sciencer, I guess that's what it's called. I still don't know how to pronounce it properly. And then he also has another Nemesis Grandmaster, which is his Warlord, who is going to know Sanctuary, correct? Yep. Oh, and the Paladins know Hammerhand. Yep. Alright, and then for my army, we have 4 units of 11 cultists, which are all right there. We have a Daredeo Dreadnought with the plasma cannons. And they're not plasma cannons, they're called something else, but I always forget the name. Twin heavy bolters. We have a Hellbrute with twin las cannon and missile launcher. The Supreme Command Detachment, which is going to have Ahriman on a Disc of Tzeentch, plus 2 Exalted Sorcerers. And their spells, I'll go over them in a minute, but let me go over everything else before I get to the list of spells. And then hidden behind here, we got my Chaos Lord and Chaos Sorcerer for the Red Legion. The Sorcerer right there, he's going to know Delightful Agonies and Prescience. And then over here, we have an Outrider of Chaos Demons, which is 3 units of 5 Fleshhounds and a Khorne Demon Prince with a Hellfire Sword or Hellforge Sword. Yeah, and that's the whole list. So let me look up my spells real quick, and then we'll start the game. So on Ahriman, we have Death Hex, Doombolt, and Weaver of Fates. On one of the Exalted Sorcerers, we have Glamour of Tzeentch and Infernal Gaze. And on an Exalted Sorcerer, we have Temporal Manipulation and Tzeentch's Firestorm. Originally, I was going to try to play just a Thousand Suns army, but I don't have all the units for it, and they're all not painted, and I didn't feel like using all of my Red Legion stuff as Thousand Suns, because I just don't feel right doing that. I'd rather play it as the army it was intended to be, which is my Red Legion. So that is the deployment. You obviously got the +1, because you only had like 5 drops altogether. So now let's roll off. So we got it off camera because Migueli rolled a little preemptively, but he rolled a 1. So that counts as a 2 because he ended up finishing first with his low model count army. So as long as I don't roll a 1 here with my mini wargaming dice, then I should be able to take first turn. And I got a 6. Would you like to try to seize the initiative?
I will try. Oh.
No. Alright. Good luck. Have fun.
Oh, good luck.
Alright, so movement is done for Chaos. And just letting you know, these dice are here because the red one is my amount of command points, and those ones are Migueli's command points. So he has 8 and I have 10. Also, I have a relic on my Chaos Lord that you can't see because he's hidden behind those crates. He has the Blade of the Hydra, since I do play my Red Legion as Alpha Legion. So, with that said, now, as you can see, I've gotten on every objective possible. I got some really good advances. These guys rolled a 6 for an advance, which got them up on that objective. The dogs rolled a 2 for an advance, but they already moved 10 inches, so it was easy enough for them to grab it as well. And then the guys under here rolled, I think, a 4, so they got to move 10 inches, and they were far up the board anyway, so they ended up grabbing the middle objective. So I have all 3 objectives at the end of my movement phase, which is great since we're going to score points for holding each objective every turn. I don't have any characters on any objectives yet, but I'm still going to get 3 points this turn, with a possibility of first blood, because now we're going to go into psychic phase. So let me think about what I'm going to do here, and then we'll be back. Alright, so psychic phase is going to be short and sweet, because all of my Thousand Suns don't really see much, because they're hidden behind this big factory building, and everything else is deployed pretty well, because we are playing with ITC rules, so you can't see through bottom level of ruins. And yeah, so I guess my Malith the Orc Burner is his name. That's my custom sorcerer. He is going to cast Delightful Agonies on the Daredeo. He needs a 6. And it goes off on a 9. So I don't believe you are in range, because it's 24-inch range, so that will go off. So now, my Daredeo Dreadnought, Daredeo, if I say it wrong, I'm sorry. I don't speak English good, even though it's my first language. So he's got a 5-up, feel no pain now. So that's pretty nice, since he's the biggest target. So yeah, I should talk a little bit about strategy here. He's going to be the biggest target for my opponent, so I want to give him the Delightful Agonies, because otherwise all he's got to shoot at is some cultists or these demon dogs. So it goes well on using him, because he's my biggest target for the opponent to shoot at. Also, if you noticed all of my deployment, I made sure to do good screening for my Demon Prince. I have 2 layers out in front of dogs and then a layer in the back. So inevitably on turn 2, when I might get some stuff deep striking around me, there's no way he can target my Demon Prince with shooting. So that was the idea behind it, and same thing with like these cultists in the back. I'm surrounding all of these guys, I'm surrounding my characters with all of these cultists, so that way I again deny deep strike area, so he can't get to my my good targets that he actually wants to attack. He's got to chew through all of my really bad units before he can get to the good ones. So that is Psychic Phase. So now we're going to go into probably the quickest shooting phase ever for this army, which is I'm going to spend 1 command point on my Hellbrute back here, because he gets to fire twice at the nearest visible enemy model, which happens to be the Nemesis Dreadmaster, because this Razorback is actually hidden, so I can only see this guy's gun right here. So I'm going to fire all of my weapons twice at him. So here's the first volley of shots. There's 2 last cannons and a missile launcher. Missile launcher is the little one. So I hit you on 3s, and then I reroll 1s because of the Chaos Lord that is right back there, that is within 6 inches of that guy and this guy. So
do I activate my stratagem now to get the +1 save?
that's only at the beginning of your turn.
Oh, okay.
So hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, and then wounding on 3s. So you have a 4-up invul.
Oh.
Which you fail. So would you like to command point? Okay.
Yeah, command point.
So he makes it, and he lost 1 command point. Also, I lost 1 command point, so I am at 9. So then I have the next volley of shots. I hit you on 3s, and I wound you on 3s. I'm going to command reroll this one. And it wounds. So I am now at 8 command points, and you have 2 4-up saves. Fail 1, make 1. So I get d6 damage. For 2. That was awful.
I'm done.
The reason I used that command point is because I really have nothing else good worth shooting this turn. And before this guy ends up getting his 3-up invul, I wanted the best chance possible to actually do some damage. So that was my thought process behind using that stratagem. It didn't really pay off in the end. It was kind of a gamble, but it was the most damage I was going to actually get done on this turn. And if everything, like if all the stars aligned and everything worked properly, I could have actually killed this guy if he failed both of his saves and I rolled 2 6s. That's very unlikely to happen, but it could happen. So yeah, I spent 1 command point for a chance to severely wound that guy, and it backfired in my face. So that is my movement phase, shooting phase, psychic phase, and then charge phase. There's nothing to do, so that's the end of my turn. So I just get 3 points from holding all 3 objectives. Remember, there's one back here that's my guys are on that you can't really see. So with that done, we're going into Grey Knights, turn 1. Movement is now done for the Grey Knights. We had a strike squad jump out and move through here, because remember, you can move infantry through ruined walls, so they could just fly through like they're ghosts. They're now here, and you said they're not in incinerator range, right?
I think they might be.
Okay, so they might be incinerator range, they might not. They're definitely in rapid fire range of their bolters against those cultists right there. This, Rhino, yeah, I almost forgot what it's called because no one uses them. Rhino moved up. It's still got a strike squad inside of it. And was it popping smoke, or are you going to shoot with it?
I'm probably going to shoot with it this turn.
Okay, because also it's not the only thing that is not WYSIWYG, which is what you see is what you get. This guy has a hunter-killer missile, and this guy has a hunter-killer missile. Which, by the way, this guy did not move. The Grandmaster moved slightly over here. These guys popped out of the Razorback, probably to shoot at some doggies. And yeah, everything else that was in reserve, the Paladin squad and the other Nemesis Grandmaster, are still in reserve. So let's go into Psychic Phase. So this strike squad right here is going to cast Vortex of Doom. Now what that does is it's 12-inch range, I believe, and it does D3 mortal wounds to the unit that it targets, and then the closest model that it is targeting, which I believe would be this guy right here. Every unit within 3 inches of that guy will also suffer D3 mortal wounds if this does go off. So Migueli has chosen to use the stratagem that is called... Migueli's going to use the stratagem Psychic Channeling, which allows him to roll 3 dice for this spell and pick the 2 highest. Also, for those that don't know, Grey Knight's trait is that they all get +1 to psychic spells. So this is a Warp Charge 8 spell, but he only needs a 7. And he gets to roll 3 dice and pick the 2 highest. So what do you get? So you got a 12. So there's almost no way I'm going to deny this.
Oh wait, I think something.
So because he rolled a 12, it's actually D6 mortal wounds to each unit. So let me look something up real quick and then we'll be right back. Okay, so Migueli did roll a 12. So normally I wouldn't be able to deny this, but because Armon gets a +1, if I happen to roll 2 6s, then I will deny his spell. So let's go for it. No. So it goes off. It's D6 mortal wounds on the front unit. And then it should only hit the next unit occultist because it's 3 inches from this guy. So yeah, just the next unit. So the front unit, the closest to his unit, is going to take D6 mortal wounds for 3. So I'll remove them after. And then the next unit takes 1. It's not worth it, bro.
Shoot, I know, but damn it.
Okay, so I lose 4 guys in total. And now this strike squad unit is going to give astral aim to this guy right here, which means he can see through terrain and still shoot stuff. So I can't see him, but he will be able to see me. So it's on a warp charge of a 5, but you get a +1 because of your chapter tactic. So let's see what you get. You got a 5. So these dogs are actually in denial range. So, because for those of you who don't know, these dog units, or fleshhound units, I should call them by their appropriate name, they do get to deny 1 spell each, because Khorne really does not like psychic spells. So, I need a 6 or higher to deny. And I deny with a 7. So, I guess this thing isn't going to shoot this turn. And that's going to be it for the psychic phase. This Nemesis Grandmaster does know Gate of Infinity, but Migueli is opting to play a little defensively until reinforcements can arrive. So now we're going to go into shooting phase. So this Rhino that moved is going to shoot its Hunter-Killer missile into the Hellbrute Dreadnought, and it's going to shoot its 2 Storm Bolters. I know there's only 1 there. We're playing with a little bit of Market Dave, as they like to say on Mini Wargaming. And so he's going to shoot into, I'm assuming, these cultists right here.
Yep.
Okay, so what would you like to do first?
I got the dice in my hand for the Storm Bolters.
Okay, so Storm Bolters hitting on 3s because you're within 12 inches. Because I am playing my Red Legion as Alpha Legion, which does mean they're -1 to hit at more than 12 inches. But those 3s still hit because you're within your 12. And now wounding on 3s because I'm only toughness 3. So you got 3 wounds. I have 3 6-up t-shirt saves. 3 die. And I randomly took 3 guys out of that squad. So now the Hunter-Killer missile, which will be hitting on a 5, because -1 for moving and shooting a heavy weapon, and -1 for Alpha Legion! You hit it, now you wound on 3! You wound. So it's -2. I have a 5-up armor save. So this strike squad, rapid firing into these 2 cultists and the guys they can't see that are hidden back there. So 16 shots hitting on 3s. Now again, my -1 doesn't kick in because he is within 12 inches. And then wounding on 3s. Wow, that's a lot. I'm just going to roll your dice if you're okay with that.
That's fine.
Alright, so we have 6-up t-shirt saves! And they're all dead. So now that unit is removed, and that will be first blood for Grey Knights. And yeah, so where are we moving on?
I'm going to do the heavy side cannon into this first rank of dogs here.
Okay, because the incinerator is not in range, so heavy side cannon is 6 shots. You will be hitting on 3s because you moved, but you will be re-rolling 1s because of himself giving the re-roll 1 aura for Grey Knights. So you re-roll that 1. So you got 5 hits. And then your strength 7 to my toughness 4, so you wound me on 3s. So 3 wounds. 3 5-up demon saves. And I make 1 and fail 2. And this weapon is 2 damage each, so that's 2 dead dogs. Now this strike squad unit is shooting 10 shots into those remaining 3 dogs. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of your Grandmaster. Nope, didn't matter. And then wounding on 4s because strength 4 to toughness 4 of the fleshhounds. So you got 2. That's unfortunate. So I have my 2 5-up demon saves. And you kill another dog. And now we come to the charge phase, and the only thing that's in charge distance is this rhino, going to be charging them, but Migueli has decided against it. And so now he scored the 1 point for first blood, so at the end of battle round 1, it is 3 points for chaos and 1 point for the Grey Knights. Now we're going to go into turn 2 for chaos. Movement phase for chaos is finished. This unit of cultists moved up to grab the objective, but also to get within rapid fire range of these guys. These cultists spread out in order to hurt Deep Strike and protect that Hellbrute. That Hellbrute stayed still. The Daredeo stayed still. That character moved around a little bit. The Thousand Suns shuffled over a little bit. The reason they're so far back is because I'm trying to outboard control him. Say if I don't kill these guys, or if these guys decide to get out, or if Migueli opts to Deep Strike against these guys. He's going to be, even if these guys move up, say I don't kill them, like miraculously, I bet you they're going to die, but let's say they don't. They can move up, they can only get up to an inch away from these guys. Then they have to kill them in shooting in order to try to charge all the stuff that's way back there. So you see what I'm getting at here? I'm protecting my characters from charges with these guys screening way up in front. So because of that, we're gonna, I should be able to protect my characters. Also, the Thousand Suns can get away with this because all of their spells get a plus 6 inches to their range. So they can still reach everything they want to over into these guys here. And then as for the Demon Outrider detachment, the unit of 2 dogs is out here, out front, with a very easy, I believe that's probably either a 6 or 7 inch charge. The other 5 dogs behind, with the Demon Prince in the middle again, and 5 dogs behind. That should be it. Let's go into the Psychic phase. I already know what I'm going to do. We're going to cast Delightful Agonies on my Daredeo again, which is on a 6. Goes off on a 10. Would you like to try to deny? You only have 1 unit in range. I suggest you save it for when I smite you.
Yeah, what are you doing right now, sir?
I'm doing Delightful Agonies. Giving a 5-up, feel no pain to the Daredeo.
Go ahead.
Okay, so that goes off. Now I'm going to smite you with my Red Legion Sorcerer. So it goes off on a 5, which it goes off on a 12, so that's going to be D6 mortal wounds. Unless you can deny it by rolling a 12 exactly.
I'm good.
You're not going to try it?
No.
Okay, D6 mortal wounds for 4. You have 1 guy left. So you keep the Sergeant, or whatever the Sergeant is called, for Grey Knights. Then I'm going to move on to the Thousand Suns, who do not suffer penalties to Smite, because normally now Smite would be on a 6 instead of a 5, but because Thousand Suns aren't affected by that, it's still at a 5. So we're going to go with this Sorcerer right here, casting Smite on this guy. So again, it's a 5. Got it on a 9. Would you like to try to deny? Might as well, you're going to die anyways. You do not deny. So I smited him off the table. Now I'm going to look at my spells again, and we'll be back. Alright, so now we're going to have Ahriman smite this Rhino. So again, it goes off on a 5 because Thousand Suns don't suffer penalties for smite. Goes off on a 7 because Ahriman has a +1. So D3 mortal wounds. You take 1 mortal wound. The Rhino is now down to 9. I'm going to smite you with the other Exalted Sorcerer that's floating there, and on a 5. It goes off on a 10. So if it was an 11 or higher, then it would be D6, but it's not. So D3 for 3. So you're now down to 6 wounds on your Rhino. Then I'm going to cast Doombolt with Ahriman. So this will be the last spell. This goes off on an 8, but he has a +1, so it's a 7. Goes off on a 9. Doombolt is D3 mortal wounds for 1, so now it's down to 5, and it can only move half of its movement in the following turn if it happens to live. Then we're going to move on to one of these 2 Exalted Sorcerers. Forget which one is which. Okay, so we're going to say this guy right here is the one that knows Glamour of Tzeentch and Infernal Gaze, and this guy over here is going to know Temporal Manipulation and Tzeentch's Firestorm. So we're going to go with Infernal Gaze, because all of these guys only casted 1 spell, well except for Ahriman, who casted 2. So this is Infernal Gaze. It goes off on a 5. it does go off. I roll 3 dice, and on 4s you take mortal wounds. So you take 1 more mortal wound. You're down to 4 wounds on the Rhino. Then my final spell is going to be from the other Exalted Sorcerer on the far side, and he is going to activate Tzeentch's Firestorm, which I believe goes off on a 6. It does go off. I now roll 9 dice, and for every 6 I get, that's a mortal wound, so let me grab some dice. I now have 9 dice to roll. For each 6, that Rhino will suffer a mortal wound. And you suffer 2 mortal wounds. So you're now down to 2 wounds. Just from the psychic phase. So in the psychic phase, with just that little smite battery that I got going on, I was able to murder that whole squad, but then again, I got lucky with rolling high on the smite. And then over here, we got this guy down to 2 wounds. So I should be able to finish that off with some shooting, and hopefully kill the guys that get outside. So let's move into shooting then. And right away, we're going to start with that Hellroot, and it is going to fire its shots into this. So I have 2 last cannons, which will be the small one, and the big one's a missile launcher. So I hit you on 3s and reroll 1s because of that Chaos Lord right there. Okay, and then I wound you on a 3. A wound, you have a 6-up save. No, so d6 damage as long as this is at least a 2 or higher. Wow, okay, does it explode? It does, but there's nobody around, so it doesn't matter. So roll your 5 dice and see if any guys die. And 1 dude dies, so only 4 get out. So the Grey Knights got out and are trying to take cover within these trees. So they will have a 2-up save against 0 AP weapons, but now they have a Daredeo staring them right in the face with those big plasma guns. So we're going to shoot that Daredeo at the strike squad. I'm going to shoot the plasma guns first, which are strength 8, and the Daredeo actually hits on 2s. So I'll be hitting on 2s because I didn't move, re-rolling 1s because of the Chaos Lord that's nearby. So I re-roll these 1s, and thankfully 2, because this is always overcharged. So if I roll a 1, I take a mortal wound. So I hit all 5, and then I'm strength 8, so I wound you on 2s. So you have 4 wounds at -3, which makes it go up to your invul. So you have 4 5-up invul saves. And I kill the whole squad without even needing the twin heavy bolters that it has. This is starting to look like a slaughter, and I'm starting to feel bad. I tried toning down my list. I guess I didn't tone it down enough. But then again, he still has all this stuff over here, and he still has a Nemesis Dread Knight and a big squad of Paladins that can come in and do some damage. The only thing is I'm kind of forcing his hand here because he's got to deal with all of this, and while he's dealing with that, I'm going to rack up points on this side of the table while moving forward to reinforce and be the second wave of stuff coming to smash his face. So I guess that's it for shooting, because yeah, there's not really anything else in range or anything else to do like that. So let's move on to charges. We're going to charge. This unit does not have the flamer.
No.
I killed the 2 units that had flamers. They were the ones over here. So the unit of 2 dogs is going to attempt to charge. 20 shots, hitting on 6s because it is Overwatch. Rerolling 1s because of the Nemesis Grandmaster that is nearby. So you got 1?
Yep.
Okay, wounding all 4. Wounds. Maybe 5-up demon save. I am starting to feel bad now. So we'll reroll for the charge. So we got a 7. I'm pretty sure that should be in. And then I'm going to try to charge with the unit that is behind, and I need a 9 for them to get in. And they can re-roll because of the Demon Prince, but I'm going to use a command point to just re-roll this one because that is the smarter thing to do here. And they're in. Alright, so now, remember how in a lot of videos I always say there's a lot of really in-depth and cool things you can do in the fight phase. So watch this. Here's what I'm going to do. So this unit isn't actually in base with that guy. So I can pile in, and as long as he ends closer to that guy and he doesn't move over 3 inches, then we're okay. So I'm going to move him right up here. So now he is over there. He did get closer. Then this guy is going to do the same thing and go right there. Now if they live, and then with these dogs going to be piling in after, this guy is going to have to kill all the dogs before he can even move up through there because they cannot walk through buildings. So his two options are try to kill all the dogs, and even if he does, his movement's going to end right here anyways, right? Look at how far that is away from my Demon Prince. And his other option is to move this way, which again, look at how far he'll be away from my Demon Prince, which is the target he really wants to get to. So with that said, let's move into combat and attack with these two dogs. So they got 3 attacks each on the charge. They hit on 3s. That's unfortunate. I believe that was a miss. And then wound on 3s because strength 4 on the charge. You got 2 4-up saves. So 1 will die. And then would you like to interrupt? So after thinking about it carefully, he is going to interrupt. And also, for those of you who are wondering why I didn't attack with that unit first, it's because the way I had my charges in, if I didn't move these guys first, I would only be able to attack with 3 of those guys anyways because of how you have to be within an inch of a guy that's within an inch, and they wouldn't have been able to get there because that dog was taking up that space right there. So I had to do it this way if I wanted to get more attacks in with that unit. So anyways, he is going to, I'm assuming, pile in, and then this guy is kind of stuck in between 2 because he's probably equal distance from both. But he can, this guy can choose to attack either. These 2 have to attack them, and these 2 have to attack them.
Yeah. I'll do 3 into here and then 2 into there.
Okay. Okay, so 4 attacks with the falchions, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Nope. And then moving on 4s, because strength 4. 2 wounds.
Rerolling anything or no?
Oh, re-rolling because I'm a demon.
Oh, nothing.
2 5-up involves.
Nice.
That's just some Brady rolling for you.
Okay.
And then you have the 1 sergeant guy getting 2 attacks with his force sword. And he re-rolls 1s, thankfully, because of the Nemesis Grandmaster. Got 2 hits. You wound on 4s. Re-rolling because you hate demons. So 1 went through so far. 2 went through. Now I have 2 5-ups again. And 1 goes through. So you get D3 damage for 1. That was incredibly unfortunate for Migueli and the Grey Knights. So now I'm going to activate these guys and then do my attacks.
Do I get to attack with these guys now?
I lied. Migueli gets to attack with those guys. So you have 2 or wait, no, those guys attack. So you have 2 attacks with the falchion. Both hit. Wounding on force. Re-rolling because I'm a demon. And then you have your 1 sword attack. This is going awful. It hits, and then you wound on a 4. Re-rolling because I'm a demon. Please get a 4, please.
We didn't sharpen our swords before we went to battle today.
So I guess my earlier statement was correct. Now I'm going to move these guys in and attack. All right. So now that second unit dog piled in, or fleshhounds, and like I said, now they're blocking off this entire path. So this guy is not going to be able to get through, and they're still going to cause a big deep strike bubble. So he might not be able to get to my Demon Prince with anything else that comes in. So this is the amount of attacks. I hit you on 3s. And all Khorne demons get an extra strength when they charge. Also, they only have 2 base attacks, but because they're Khorne and they charge, they have unstoppable ferocity, which gives them +1 attack and +1 strength on the charge. So they had 3 attacks each, and now they are wounding on 3s because they're strength 5. So that is 1, 2, 3, a lot of wounds. You got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 4-up saves because it's -1. And you lose 4. Which is... nope, you have 1 guy left.
Yes.
That was decently rolling, but still murdered most of the squad. Also, almost forgot to mention, last turn I did take my morale for the dogs, and I did take my morale for those guys over there, and they passed with flying colors. Yeah, so I guess now we're going to go into consolidate and pile-ins. And let me take a measurement real quick, because if this thing is closer, I'm moving that dog over here to tag that thing. And with my consolidate, this thing was only 2 and a little bit inches away, while that guy was 3 inches away. So I consolidate into that vehicle, so it will not be shooting next turn. It's just going farther and farther downhill for the Grey Knights. Yeah, I feel bad. But anyways, let's continue, because again, Migueli still has a decent force coming in. Mind you, some of that is dead. He still has that stuff coming in. So, anyways, I guess you get to attack with your Razorback now. So you have 3 attacks. You hit me on 6s. Got 2 hits. You wound me on 3s. You have 2 wounds. You might kill a doggy. You might kill a doggy. 5-ups. So yeah, that's the wounded one was in the other squad. So now one of those dogs has 1 wound. Okay, so we didn't catch the first roll off camera, but he already rolled 1 dice for his leadership, and he failed the first one. But he does have "and they shall know no fear." So hopefully you roll 4 or less, because his leadership is 8. Come on.
Oh no!
Things are just not going your way, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I guess
I was gonna spend 2 points, but
to attack with him.
No, to just make him pass on.
Oh, but you figured a reroll, you need a 4 or less, right?
Yeah, 50-50.
No, that's better than 50-50 because that's 2/3.
Oh, a 4 or less.
Yeah, 4
right,
or less, and you rolled a 5 twice.
Yeah.
That's just really, you've had the worst luck so far this game.
Sorry.
That happens sometimes. But yeah, so I guess at the end of my turn, I will again score 1, 2, 3 points, and this time I do have a character on that one, so if he's still there next turn, then I'll get 2 points for that objective, and at that point, it's going to be really hard for Migueli to catch up. So yeah, now we're going to go into Grey Knights, turn 2 models. Movement phase is over for the Grey Knights. The Razorback pulled out of combat. This guy didn't really do much. Did he even move?
No.
Okay, so he didn't move. The Paladins came in over there, and the Warlord came in over there. And then Migueli spent 2 points for, it was called Heed the Prognosticars, right?
Yep.
Or something like that. Gives this guy the +1 invul. And the reason he's giving it to him is because the Warlord has the spell Sanctuary, so he can just give it to himself if I don't deny with the doggies. So, yeah, we're going to go into, well, movement phase is done, so psychic phase. So where are we starting? You got 3 different units to pick from.
I'm going to do Smite with these guys.
These guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so the nearest visible unit is this. And they are within 12. And it does go off because you get +1. So that's a 5. I'm going to try to deny with the dogs. I'm going to deny with the small squad of dogs. And they deny. So that unit of 2 dogs, right there, just denied that spell.
Okay, I'm going to use Sanctuary on this guy.
Okay. Goes off on a 7, unless you'd like to command reroll that 1 to make it less likely that I
I'll
deny
do
you. Okay, so you're now at 2 command points. And you got it on a 9. So I'm going to try to deny with this back unit of dogs, so I need a 10.
Whatever, man. Dice gods are mad at me, obviously.
So the Paladins are going to shoot into these 5 dogs. The unit of 5 that's the only one they can see, because again we're playing with the ITC rules where you can't see through bottom level of ruins. So yeah, let's do the silencer first, because it's easier to get done. And even if you do kill models, I can't pull them out of rapid fire range, because technically you're supposed to roll all your shots first, and then I do my saves and stuff, but we do it the way we do it for convenience. So we know that you're in rapid fire. Hitting on 4s because you moved and it's a heavy weapon. So you got 4 hits, and then your strength 4, so you wound on 4s. There you go, your luck's turning up a little bit more. So you got 4, and I got 5 up demon saves. I make 2 because my dice just do that. So you got 2d3, so 1 at a time. 1 damage, but that's fine because this guy had 1 wound, so you kill him. And now you need to roll. There you go. You killed 2 doggies. So 20 shots from the storm bolters because they're in rapid fire. And they hit on 3s. So that's a decent amount of hits. And then you wound on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So So I got 6. 5 ups coming for you. Oh my Jesus. I failed 3, so you killed a dog and a half. So bloop. And 1 wound on this bad boy right here.
Okay.
And then this Nemesis Grandmaster is going to shoot everything into those 2 dogs because he can just charge those 2 after. So you have the Flamer, well, Heavy Incinerator with 5 hits. It wounds on 3s because strength 6. So 3, and I have 3 5-up demon saves. So failed 2, and it's 2 damage flat, so you killed 2 dogs. Arf arf. And then the other shots are wasted, but then again, you're just going to charge those doggies and murder them most likely. And then the Warlord is going to fire everything into these dogs. So we have the Heavy Incinerator, which gets 4 hits. You wound on 3s.
Oh, I rolled. Oh, no, I got it.
No, you got it right. So you got 2 wounds, and I have 2 5-up demon saves. Yeah.
Nice.
My dice sometimes are just really good. Okay, and then you have 6 shots, and it is a heavy weapon, and you moved because you deep struck in, so you hit on 3s. You do re-roll 1s though, because you are a Nemesis Grandmaster. That's unfortunate. Then you wound on 3s. So you got 3. So I have 3 5-up demon saves. Failed all of them, and it's 2 damage flat, so you killed 3 dogs. Alright, so there's the 2 dogs that remain, and we just measured it. He is going to be out of charge distance with the Demon Prince. And so now you have to, I guess this guy is going to charge those guys. So here's my Overwatch. Arf, arf, arf. Okay, now charge. Oh my god, there's some good rolls.
Damn.
So where would you like to go? Because you could fit around here if you want to get to that side, but then you might give me an easier charge with the Demon Prince.
I'm just gonna...
You're just gonna bloop in?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 attacks hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. And then wounding on 2s, re-rolling because I'm a demon. So you got 5. So I have 5 5-up saves. I only need to fail 2 of these for you to murder some dogs. And no matter what, they're all gonna die. Because it is d6 damage each, but I failed 4 saves, so that's at least 4 damage no matter what. And that's gonna be it for the Grey Knight turn. So he did end up finally getting rid of all my dogs, but at what expense? Because I still have this whole force of stuff still coming in. I'm still picking up points every turn from objectives. This is why board control is so important in the game, and this is mainly why armies like Grey Knights suffer, because they just don't have the bodies to pull off the same type of board control that Horde armies can. That's why Horde armies are so good right now in the meta, is because of the way that the game is designed and balanced. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. You can use 10 cultists to block this whole area. But if I had 5 Space Marines, or Chaos Space Marines, I could only block maybe half of it. So then you'd still have this open spot right here to get through. So that's why board control is so important. So I guess that's the end of the turn. I owe you a leadership check on those 2 dogs. So they're leadership 7, I lost 3, so I need a 4 or less. So they're fine. And that's it. Everything else you touched, you murderized. So we're going to go into turn 3 for Chaos. Movement phase is now done for Chaos. These Chaos cultists just ran through the wall, because again, ruins, you can just run right through the wall. Aramon and that sorcerer moved up. The one in the back right there tried to advance to be able to get exactly 24 inches away from this guy so they can all smite. Because again, Thousand Suns get plus 6 inches to their spells, so they'd be able to reach him from 24. But because he only rolled a 2 for his advance, he's not going to get there. The Daredeo moved up a bit. He's still out of range to be able to shoot the plasma incinerators or Hellforge, whatever the hell they're called. He is not in range for that. His heavy bolters will be in range. This Hellbrute did move out, so he can see Big Boy down there. And then these cultists moved around. That Chaos Lord moved over here. He's not in range yet, but next turn he'll get on that objective, which will allow me to start getting more and more and more points. And again, I'm just going to pull so far ahead that I don't think, no matter what McGilly does now, I don't think he's going to come back. But just because we like rolling dice and seeing stuff die, we're going to continue the game. So we're going to go into Psychic Phase. And this sorcerer, who is holding that objective, is going to cast Delightful Agonies on that Daredeo. and it goes off on a 7. I don't think you have anything in range to deny.
No.
And then we're going to move over to Aramon, who's going to cast Smite on that guy. And I'm going to spend 1 command point. So I'll have to look this up in the book to make sure I'm doing this right, but it's 1 command point, and I'll even tell you the name. If I'm within 6 inches of 2 different Thousand Sun sorcerers, which Aramon is, he gets a +2, so he'll have +3 to his casting. So let me look this up. So I was correct, I looked it up, it's 1 command point, and it's called Kabbalistic Focus. So yeah, I get +2 because I'm within 6 inches of 2 other Thousand Sun sorcerers. So Aramon has a +3. I'm going to try to cast Smite because I'm hoping this goes off on an 11+, because then I get D6 mortal wounds on Big Boy over there. So we're looking for big numbers here. And we got it! We got 13! So you can't even deny if you tried. So that means D6 mortal wounds. For 3. Do I wanna get greedy? No, that's good enough. No. I'm gonna spend another command point.
Okay.
And watch me get a 1 or a 2 now. I got 3 again, so I wasted a point. So I should be at 4 now.
Are you gonna be smiting him a lot?
Yeah. You're gonna give him a 5-up, feel no pain against smites?
I think so.
Because there is a stratagem that does that. I forget what it's called. But yeah, we'll be back once we're fine. Alright, so Migueli is activating True Silver Armor, which gives him a 5-up feel no pain against mortal wounds from psychic stuff. So you have 3 5-up feel no pains. You make 1, so he only loses 2 wounds, and he's down to 10. I'm then going to smite you with the other sorcerer that's actually in range, because again, my smite is 24 inches. And again, it goes off on a 5, because I don't suffer any penalties. So it goes off on a 6, and you are in denial range, so would you like to try to deny?
Sure.
Now your luck is starting to change. Alright, and then Aramon, I believe, let me look up some stuff real quick. So Aramon is going to cast Doombolt onto that guy right there. And it's Warp Charge 9, but it goes off on an 8 because Aramon has a +1. And I do not get it off. And then the other sorcerer, who is the guy that has Tzeentch's Firestorm, is going to activate that. And that, I believe, doesn't go off, question mark? Let's look it up. Tzeentch's Firestorm is a Warp Charge 7. I got a 6. So that doesn't go off either. So then I'm going to try to cast Weaver of Fates from Aramon onto Aramon. And that does go off because he gets a +1. You have no more denies that are in range at least. So Aramon now has a 3-up invul. And I believe that is going to be it for my psychic phase. So let's go. Oh yeah, by the way, I should have told you in the movement phase. This guy moved over there, dogs moved over there, cultists, blah 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 blah. Actually, I think I already did that. So shooting, we're going to have. What am I going to do? What do I want to do? Okay, we're going to start with that Hellbrute, and that Hellbrute is going to shoot everything at Big Boy down here. So I'm going to. I would like to spend 1 command point to shoot at the nearest visible model, but I believe this thing would be closer. So, and it is visible, I already checked. So I'm going to still try to shoot a Big Boy because he's the biggest threat. So I'm going to hit you on 4s because I moved. Rerolling 1s because of my Chaos Lord that's nearby. So I got 2 hits. I wound you on 3s because you're only toughness 6. So you got 2 4-up invuls.
3-up, right? Or no, I didn't.
No, you didn't. I denied that. So 1 goes through.
Yep.
Would you like to use your last command point on that?
Sure, why not?
Okay, this is the last command point. Needing a 4. No. D6 damage. For 6. Just blew a hole right into him. He's down to 4 now. Alright, and then we're going to go with the heavy bolters from that guy into that guy. So that is 6 shots. Hitting on 3s, because he normally hits on 2s, but he moved. So 2 miss. There's no Chaos Lord near him anymore. He wounds on 5s now, because strength 5 to toughness 6. 2 at -1. So you have 2 3-up saves, because Dread Knights have a 2-up armor. Take another wound, you're down to 3. And then I'm going to do it off camera, but all of these cultists that are in range are going to shoot a big boy. So, all the cultists did their shots into Big Boy. Nothing happened. I got 1 wound, but then he made his 2-up armor save. And that's it for my shooting. I don't really have anything else shooting. This army's not very much of a shooting army. So then we're going to move over to the charge phase now. And this Khorne Demon Prince is going to charge the paladins. So you have 6 shots from your silencer or sciencer or whatever it's called. You got, wow, 3 hits. It's only strength 4 though, so you wound on 5s. 2 wounds. This is D3 damage each if I don't stop this. So this is no AP, so I have my 3-ups, and I'm okay. And then you have 20 shots from the bolters in rapid fire range. So
Let's do 10 at a time.
10 at a time, hitting on 6s. Because Overwatch, so you got 3. And then wounding on 5s. So you got 1, I have a 3-up save. I'm okay. And then another 10. You got 1 hit, wounds, I have another 3-up save, and I'm okay. And then my charge, I'm in with 5 inches. Kerplunk. And then I will do my attacks. So, a normal Demon Prince has 4 base attacks. Khorne has +1, so 5. And then this one is going to be the Claw. So, let's do the 5 sword attacks first. I hit you on 2s and reroll 1s. So reroll the 1. And then I am strength 8 on the charge because oh wait, I forgot. This is a Khorne Demon Prince, so I get 1 extra attack actually because of Unstoppable Ferocity. So this is how many hits I got with the sword. And now I'm strength 8 on the charge with a Khorne Demon Prince, so I wound you on 2s. I'm going to command point this one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds at -2. So you have 6 4-up saves. You fail 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a flat 3 damage, so 4 of them die. And then we have the Claw. I hit you on a 2. I wound you on a 2. You got a 4-up save yet again, but this one won't kill you because it's only 2 damage. And so one of them is down to 1 wound, and then you get to attack me back. Alright, so we're going to start with the Thunder Hammer, or the Demon Hammer, as they call it in Grey Knights. So you're going to hit me on 4s.
2 attacks?
3 attacks for Paladins. Hitting on 4s, because -1, and they all hit. Your strength 8, so wounding on 3s, re-rolling because I'm a demon. So 3 went through. So now I have 3 5-up invulnerable saves. I failed 2, so I take 6 damage. So I'm down to 2 damage. The other guy can kill me. So then you have the other guy with the sword, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, all hit, and then wounding on 5s, re-rolling because I'm a demon. 1 wound. I have a 5-up invul. If I fail this, my Demon Prince could die. And my dice come through again! Demons. And yeah, so that's going to be the end of my turn. I'm going to score 1, 2, because in there, and 3 points again. So now the game is at 9 to Migueli's 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, again, board control is a huge thing. I was able to sit on all these objectives in this mission type, which, by the way, we did roll randomly for the mission type, so it's not like I built my army for this mission or anything like that. We rolled randomly before the camera was on and got everything set up for the game. And yeah, so now it's 9-1, and it's Migueli's turn. And I guess we're probably going to play out maybe one more turn just to give him, let him kill a couple things, and then we're probably going to call it at that because I highly doubt he's going to be able to come through. The only way he's winning this game is if he tables all of this, which could be possible, but then again, I could just play like a bitch and start backing my stuff up and staying out of his range since he only moves 8 inches each time. Well, that guy probably moves less now because he's wounded. And then this guy could teleport across the board, but again, I can just kind of like screen with cultists and stuff and then smite him to death. So yeah, we'll see how Miguel feels about it, but I know he's got to go home soon too anyways, so we might call it a little early. But yeah, we'll play out at least one more turn for the Grey Knights. So Grey Knights, and I believe it's turn 3. Movement phase is done for the Grey Knights. This Nemesis Grandmaster shifted up a little bit. These guys stayed in combat with the Demon Prince. That guy shifted up just a little bit because he's very wounded. And yeah, that's it. So Psychic phase. Where are we going to start?
I'm going to smite them.
Smite. Alright, so you need a 4 because you get a +1. And you perils, and you have no command points to reroll, so how many mortal wounds do you take? You kill one of your own guys. So there you go. And then, I guess, try to smite with this guy. God damn, you've been rolling so bad. Hey, he smites. So I'm going to try to stop it with the dogs. So, because remember, that Demon Prince is on 2 wounds. So I'm going to try, you got it on a 10, but then you +1, so 11. So I need double 6s. Almost.
Man.
Dude, might as well at this point. I'm going to command point this one. If I get a 6, I stop you. Oh, so close. So now I'm down to 3 command points. There we go. And, yeah, so Demon Prince just dies. So then the Warlord's going to cast Sanctuary on himself. Goes off, and I'm going to try to deny. So that was on a 10. Ahriman gets a +1, so I need to roll a 10. So this guy is going to shoot everything in the dog. So the Flamer first. 6 hits. You've been rolling really good for those, at least.
Yeah.
And then a wounding on 3s. And 3 wounds. I have 3, 5 up demon saves. I need to make at least 2 of these for those dogs to live. And they both die because it's 2 damage each. Arf. So then he misses out on the rest of his shots. And in case you guys are wondering, why would he declare all the shots? Because he has a Flamer. What if he rolled a 1 for the Flamer? What if he rolled a 1 for the Flamer and then didn't wound a bunch of times? You always want to ensure that you're going to kill what you need to kill. So, with that said, we're going to move on to this guy, and I'm assuming he's going to shoot at Cultists, because that's the only thing in range. And yeah, so you got...
I don't think the Flamer's in. No.
The Flamer's not in range. So you got 6 shots with your heavy Psy Cannon, hitting on 3s because you moved. Nice. And then wounding on, or killing on 2s. You should have been hitting on 4s, but even I missed it, so it doesn't matter. So you kill 5 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All dead. Okay. And then you have 2 last cannons going into the Hellbrute way over there. Now I'm going to remember my -1. So you're hitting me on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding me on a 3. That's unfortunate. And then we have charges. There's nothing in range. So that's the end of your turn. And I guess we'll play out my turn really, really quickly, because I guarantee you I'm going to kill that guy, I'm going to kill this guy, I'm going to kill that guy. And yeah, and then we'll call it at that. Movement is done for Chaos. This one guy rolled a 6 because he ate his Wheaties this morning and ran way over there onto the objective. These guys rolled a 5 to advance, so they moved way over there to, again, make a nice little bubble screen, so if this guy does happen to live, which, spoiler alert, he's not going to live, he wouldn't be able to get to my Chaos Lords. And then, yeah, that guy moved up because, preemptively assuming that guy's going to die, I need him to be in range of him. And then those guys all stayed the same. That guy stayed the same because he can shoot either that guy or this guy. And yeah, that's third. So we're going to go... Oh, and then of course the Sorcerer is in here, and he's going to get me 2 points this turn because he's on that objective. So we're going to start with him. He's going to give Delightful Agonies to my Daredeo. So I need a 5. Goes off on a 10. So my Daredeo now has a 5-up invul. And I suggest not denying that because you need it for my smites. And then he's going to cast Prescience on the Daredeo, which goes off on a 7. It goes off on a 9. So now the Daredeo's back to hitting on 2s. Then we're going to go into the good part. Ahriman is going to cast Smite on this guy. And I am again going to spend 1 command point. Blink. And he gets a +3. Hey, you can't deny me, and I got D6 mortal wounds on big boy. For 4. He did. They don't explode, and even if he did, there's nothing around. So, he's gone. Then we're going to go back to Ahriman and do Doombolt on this guy. So, it goes off on a 9, so I need an 8 because I'm a +1. It goes off. So I got an 11. Would you like to try a deny? It's D3 mortal wounds, and I have your movement.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, so you need to roll 12. No, that's nowhere near. Okay, so D3 mortal wounds for 2, so he's down to 8. And now his movement characteristic is halved on the next turn. Then we're also going to do Weaver of Fate on himself with arm on again. So he now has the 3-up invul. Then we're going to smite with the other guy, and it's going to go on this guy. So on a 5, it goes off. Would you like to try deny? I got it on a 8.
Is this guy in range to do that?
Yeah, if I'm in range to smite you, you're in range to deny. And nope, you do not deny. So D3 mortal wounds for 3. So he's down to 5. And then I'm going to use the other sorcerer to smite. It goes off. Takes another 2 mortal wounds. So he's down to 3. Then I'm going to do Infernal Gaze with the sorcerer that knows that. It goes off. I roll 3 dice, and on 4s you take mortal wounds. You take 2 mortal wounds, you're down to 1. Then I'm going to do Zinch's Firestorm with the other one, which goes off on a that. Then I roll 9 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 dice. And if I get a 6, you die. Ah! I didn't get a single 6. And I advance with the cultist, so I can't. Well, I guess I'll shoot you with the Daredale. Yeah. Alright, so that's the Psychic Phase. Shooting with the Daredale. Hitting on 2s against your Nemesis Grandmaster. So I got 4 hits. And then wounding on 3s, because strength 8 to... Oh, I rolled a 1, so I take a mortal wound. I have a 5-up, feel no pain. Okay. Wounding on 3s, because strength 8 to whatever. So you got 2 4-up invul saves. Made 1. Oh, he takes 3 damage and he dies. It doesn't matter if he explodes. And then we're going to move over to Mr. Hellbrute over here, who is going to shoot this guy, because you can see the tip of him. And I'm going to hit you on...
Just the tip.
Actually, I'm going to spend 1 command point, so I'm at 1 now, to make him fire all of his weapons twice. So I'll re-roll the big one twice after this. I don't know what happened to my other big die. Hitting on 3s. Okay, and then I get to re-roll this one because I was supposed to. Okay, it doesn't matter. So I got 2 hits with last cannons. I wound you on 3s. You got 2 wounds, 2 6-up saves. D6 damage twice. You take 7 damage, so you're down to 3. And at that point, I think we're going to call it, because all you have left is a 3-wound Razorback and a Paladin. And that's it. And I'm at the end of my turn, I will be at 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 9 I had. 13 to 1 is going to be the score for Chaos against Grey Knights, and I don't feel good about it. I feel really bad. I should have toned down my list even more than I already did. To be honest, I should have played just pure demons, but I don't have 1,500 points of pure demons, so that wouldn't have been possible.
It was close.
At least it was entertaining.
It was close.
Yeah, it was a super close game. Closest
close
game I
game.
ever had.
You're lucky, yeah.
But yeah, again, Grey Knights just kind of suffer because they're super elite. I also had Smite, which kind of screws them, even though they have the denies, like they had more than enough denies. But Migueli did play a little too aggressively with his strike squads. He should have kind of like buckled down and kept them all together in like a giant death ball. But even if he did do that, then he's not going to win based off of points, because again, I have so many units, I can just sit on as many objectives as I want. And that's pretty much what it boils down to it. Hordes are better in this meta. So anyways, yeah, that's going to be it. Shoutouts again. Thanks to GameMat.eu for sending me out this mat, and also the pipes, all the yellow stuff from their Chem Zone set. And yeah, it's really nice. It's beautiful. I'm going to do a product review on it very soon. And yeah, thanks to TT Combat for that terrain, that terrain, that terrain, and then Games Workshop terrain is that terrain and that terrain. And yeah, and then also shoutouts to my sponsor, the Magnet Baron. If you're looking for magnets, check out themagnetbaron.com. And yeah, that's going to be it for this battle report. So it's a chaos victory today. And Grey Knights need some serious help when the FAQ comes around. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy wargaming.